Hey guys, this is Tony.
This is Tyler.
And we're gonna be working on a 2010 Nissan Altima Coupe 2.5 liter today. We're just gonna change the spark plugs out. It's reached about 100,000 miles now, so it's good to do some maintenance on it. This car we got in 2010 and it's been about 9 years now, so let's give it some love. So I was gonna go over what we gotta do to it, so I'll let you get going on that.
So today we're going to be doing the spark plugs. So we decided to go with the NGK spark plugs. It's closest to OEM. So the tools you'll need a ratchet, extension, 10mm spark plug puller, and a 6mm hex head. And then so to get started, there's 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3, just to take off the engine cover. Alright guys, so you have to use a 3/16 hex key to take off the 3 bolts on the engine cover. So make sure you don't lose your 3 bolts. Pull off the engine cover. And then there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 ignition coils. And then you gotta take off the 10mm bolts right here. And then undo each clip. And then pull the spark plugs out and inspect them and make sure they're gapped correctly when you replace the new ones, and then so on.
Do all that.
So we'll start off with doing a 10mm bolt and taking off the first clip. So first you take out the ignition coil. It should pop out just like that, and inspect it, make sure there's no oil on it. And if there's oil around here, then the valve cover gasket should be replaced soon. And then using extension with your spark plug puller. And put it in where it'll grab the threads on the spark plug. And pull it out gently. So looking at the spark plug, it's starting to get to the point where you need to replace it.
Why?
You can tell by how there's white on the tip, and it's starting to get really black.
AKA burnt out.
So you can notice the difference on how they look. One's obviously new, one's used. Alright, so guys, you would pre-insert the new spark plug into the spark plug puller, and then drop it back into the cylinder and slowly hand thread it in. And then once it catches, you just spin it back in. And then for each spark plug, just to be sure, you should torque these to 18 foot-pounds of torque, or just where it is tight enough but not too tight on but hand tightness. All right, so you have to torque down the spark plug. So to pick up this cheap torque wrench, you can go to Harbor Freight. I think it's like 20 bucks or something. It's pretty accurate, gets the job done. So you have to put it to 18 foot-pounds. So it's at 18 right now. So you just hear the click one time, so you can hear it again one time. You hear the click. Put back the ignition coil. Plug in the wire. Plug in the ignition coil. Back the 10mm bolt. And then do the exact same procedure about removing it and putting it back on each individual one so it's all done. Alright guys, so we had to switch over from the spark plug puller when putting it back in to just a 14mm deep socket because the spark plug puller, this one's not magnetic, so it got stuck inside because it's rubber.
Did you do the infamous drop to 10mm?
Alright guys, so I was on the last cylinder and I was just looking inside the cylinder wall. So this one is a little bit leaking around the O-ring. So that means the valve cover is time to replace already. And you can see by all the grime, the oil residue left on the motor already.
Afternoon guys, it's been a little bit over a week now with the spark plugs installed from Tyler. Like he mentioned before, the valve cover gasket on the left was leaking a little bit, so we'll fix it in the near future. Other than that, this car is all good to go for another 100,000 miles. Stay tuned for our next video. We're going to be detailing Yoshi's car on that end, so that should be pretty fun. Other than that, peace out, like, subscribe, comment, don't comment, it don't matter. We'll see you next time.